Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So, occasionally I will go out into the world and I will shoot protests. I find them enjoyable, I find them fun, really, to be fair, because it's nice to hear different sides of the spectrum, whether that be left wing or right wing. I've covered people such as Jeremy Corbyn, and I've also covered people like Tommy Robinson. I've also done BLM and anti-vax protesters in the last 5 to 7, all in the last 5 to 7 years. Okay, so what's in my photography protest bag? Well, to be frank, I don't actually have a one bag that does everything, as quite a lot of the time, depending on what is going to be happening and how long I'm going to be out for, it really does depend on what is in my bag. But in general, this is what would be. So let's get started. First of all, my main camera. So because I am shooting with my main camera, this is going to be in its place. So let's just pretend this is the R6, the original one, the first one. This is not, obviously, this is the RP. This is my main camera, the R6 Mark 1. Okay. I absolutely love this camera. It shoots 4K 60 in C-Log 1 and 3. It also has a 20 FPS electronic shutter and a 12 to 14 FPS mechanical shutter. So it's basically a 1DX Mark II. It's really good. It's really good, and I absolutely love it. Anyway, moving on. So, what lens would be equipped on the R6? This. The 70 to 200 f4L EF. Not RF, I've only got one RF lens, and it's this one here, the 24 to 105 f4 to 5.6. I'm not that impressed with it anymore because of the autofocus, it's just pish. So I use this for wide angle, for more telephoto lens, more telephoto stuff. I really like this lens. Yes, it's f4. Yes, it's EF, so it's not the best, but it is an L glass, so it has that going for it. Now, at 200mm compression, you're going to get that nice blurry background that you want anyway, so it doesn't really matter that it's f4 and it's lighter than the f2 or f2.8, whichever one it is. So that is my telephoto lens. Second camera, because it's always good to have two cameras, is this, the 6D Mark II, with a wide lens. Now, I'm not so sure about how I feel about this lens anymore, but I used to love it. It's a workhorse lens, it's bulletproof, but it's not amazing. It is the 24 to 105 f4L EF. Again, I only have one RF lens, and this is one of my, this was actually my first EFL lens. It cost me £400 about 6-7 years ago, and it is absolutely bulletproof. I've dropped it God knows how many times. I've never really looked after it at all. I've just kind of thrown it around, really. So that's my wide. Unless I want to go really wide, which is exactly what I've got on today, the 17 to 44mm EFL lens, which is a really nice lens, which is, again, what I'm using right now. But I rarely ever want to use this when I'm just out taking pictures, especially in a protest manner, because I just find it is too wide for my liking. So 24 to 105 is, for me, the sweet spot. Okay, so yeah, and then we obviously have, as I just said, the 6D Mark II. I like it, it's tough, it's durable, it does everything that I want, and I love the sound. Really shouldn't do this. Oh, there's no battery in it. Okay, speaking of batteries, spare batteries for the cameras and other things that I may need. Speaking of more cameras, we have our, I think it's our final camera. Yes, it is our final camera, and that's this. The GoPro Hero 10 Black. Now you're probably thinking, Alex, why do you why do you have a GoPro for shooting protests? Well, this is more of a body cam, so to speak. So I mount it here, or I mount it on my head, or I can mount it on my camera on the hot shoe. Because sometimes we get attacked. It's unlikely, and I've never been attacked before. The worst thing that has ever happened to me whilst out covering a protest was actually very recently, well, recently-ish, where I had 2 or 3 little kids flip me off. So I'll put that picture up right now. I have, of course, blurred their faces because they are children. But yeah, I got flipped off by 2 or 3 little kids. It's the worst thing that's happened whilst I've been out covering a protest. It's funny, really, but it's also, as a dad myself, it's not good that 2 or 3 little kids thought it was appropriate to flip off someone who they didn't know. Anyway, glossing over that, obviously, because I've got cameras, I've only got 2 at the moment because the other 2 are in this camera. SD cards. SD cards for the cameras. Obviously need 2 spares in case one fails. I'm recording onto 2 SD cards right now. So that's what I would usually do. I have 2 copies of everything in case one fails. And then if both fail, then I've got a backup card. Okay, what next? Microphone. I occasionally shoot some video on the R6. I have a Rode microphone. It's just the little tiny one, and it just mounts on top into the hot shoe. I haven't undone it. I have barely prepared for this video. And it just mounts on top like that, and it means that I can record audio here. Just like that. So I can get kind of an establishing shot if I want to. And then I have close-up microphones. So I'm currently using one right now. It's the DJI mic, the first one. I only have one in there because I'm currently using it. Well, I'm using the other one and I'm using the receiver. Absolutely love them. They go into that case and they charge themselves. I only have to charge the case every now and then. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this next item because I had a lot of problems with it in the beginning, and more recently I'm having balancing issues, and that is this. The DJI Ronin SC. It's a gimbal. It's a camera gimbal. And it can, when set up right, get some really quite nice, smooth shots. But it was recently, for some reason, refusing to balance my camera. And I have no idea why. I am well within the weight limit of what this thing can carry. So I have no idea why I'm struggling to set it up. I'm setting it up right according to DJI. But yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with this thing. Again, my kit changes. I rarely take this out unless, it's somewhere actually quite close. Because it's just annoying to carry and put in the bags. And then, speaking of bags, we have my bag. So this is the Billingham Hadley Pro. I absolutely love this little bag. It doesn't really look like a camera bag, but it is a camera bag. Lots of photographers love Billingham, and to be frank, I can see why. We've got this lovely, look at that lovely leather. We've got proper leather straps, and it's metal, and it's just really, really nice build quality. Okay, so we're now down to the last few things. So what should I do next? Here we go. So to clean the lenses and to clean my equipment, I have a little, I think they call it a rocket ship, just to kind of blow dust off the sensor and off of the lenses, just like that. And then sometimes I'm traveling quite far, or I'm on a loud environment or whatever. I also have these, the Sony XM4s, XM5s, I think they are. Really small, they last a while, and I absolutely love them. Occasionally, I will take some big headphones out. Now, I have two sets of big headphones. I have some Sennheiser Bluetooth ones, which sound really nice, but I'm not so sure about the ear cups that they use. So I don't really use them unless I want to sit at home and walk around the house, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of the time, I'm actually using these. AirPods Max. Yeah, AirPod Max. I absolutely love these. Now, yes, they're expensive even for today. They are heavy on the head, but the noise cancellation on these and the pass-through that it has is just absolutely amazing. And I absolutely love them. And they sound really, really nice. And, you know, they're metal headphones, which is very rare. But the way that Apple made this, I'm sounding like such an Apple sheep right now. But the way Apple made this head thing here, this mesh, it sits on the head just absolutely beautifully. I can feel it, obviously, but it doesn't feel heavy. I can't really feel the weight of the headphones. So I absolutely love them, and they sound amazing. I'm going to get a load of people in the comments going, oh, you're never... Hush down, I don't care. So, because obviously I'm out and about and I don't really want to take my, where is it? Okay, I didn't bring it over here, that's fine. I don't always want to carry around my MacBook because that cost me £2,000 or £3,000. So I carry this, an M2 iPad Pro. Yes, not M4, which has recently come out, M2. I love this thing. I have the pencil for it over there. It's great. I can edit pictures and I can also edit video. Now, I can't edit, well, no, I can. I don't, though. You can edit C-Log on that thing. I also have a subscription to Final Cut Pro on the iPad, and I don't like it. Maybe I'll do a video about it. I don't know. And then the final two things, these. A card reader and a SanDisk SSD 1TB. A lot of people complain about SanDisk being crap. I've never had problems with them. I've got two drives. I've got this 1TB and I've got my 500 gig that I bought many years ago. I've never had any problems with them. I mean, to be fair, I only use this for quick storage. So if I want to back up my cards, I plug the card into the iPad and then I transfer it to the iPad and then I move it to the SSD and then it goes onto my main drives. So data's never really on here for a very, very long time. So maybe that is the issue here, that I'm just not having that issue because my data isn't on there long enough. I don't know, maybe. So yeah, that is everything. As I said, sometimes it changes. You know, some of the stuff I will put in, sometimes I won't put it in. I won't always carry an iPad. I won't always have my gimbal, you know, stuff like that. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.